something I need. There's nothing left to say. There's just no other way. Can you feel it now? It's like a steel boot to the gut. I feel the heat from these fields of fire. I hear the screeching of burning tires. I don't care how long it takes. I ain't never gonna break. I got a 5.56 that'll leave you rattled.
Oh, it's Monday morning. And
Yay!
there's apparently been an Amazon outage overnight. So
I checked and there's none. There's nothing going on with Amazon right now.
Well, Xbox Services
is
has
weird.
an outage, and they depend directly from Amazon. The last outage that we had last week that affected PlayStation and Xbox was tied into an Amazon outage.
Well, I checked with the official site and there's only 8 reports.
Mhm.
And nothing from them. So I don't know what's going on.
yeah, StreamYard says that they are not affected by anything. So let's check with YouTube.
However, you remember when we were to start the show and StreamYard decided to just remove the background?
Yeah.
No. No, what happened? I don't remember this.
Oh, that's
When you dropped
got
out for the
disconnected?
second time, the background suddenly vanished. And none of us did anything.
It's odd.
There's a poltergeist. Well, in any case, here we are, all 4 of us, counting RPG. Hello, man. How are you? Oh, Amazon Web Services is having little hiccups.
Yeah, it started at 6:40 a.m. Oh, that was the last one. I'm looking for
Yeah.
today. I don't see anything on today.
I couldn't find anything either, so I don't know what's going on there.
Well, usually it's a DNS configuration problem.
It's a Monday. Mondays suck.
'Cause I've never started a show, not since we started doing the show, with our regulars not here. This is weird. Because they're always here.
Gambit has been missing for a week now.
Well, he's on vacation.
Apparently, yeah.
I'm talking about the others, like Alpha and the guys,
Snorty.
Snorty. Yeah. It's like nobody's here. It's weird. That's all. Anyway, okay. Get on with it. Anyway, Sylvester Stallone was inspired to create the Expendables by an oldies music concert that he attended with his wife. And realizing that he wanted to bring the iconic 1980s and 1990s action stars together for a reunion tour style movie, he utilized an existing mercenary script by David Callahan as a baseline starting point, and heavily rewriting it into the over-the-top homage to hard R westerns like The Wild Bunch, which I always liked that one too. You can feel that in the film, that this has got a little bit of The Wild Bunch to it. Core inspirations: the oldies concert concept. Stallone envisioned uniting aging legendary action icons, much like veterans of rock bands going on a nostalgic revival tour, or like just the band, the Traveling Wilburys. It's like
I don't
a
know
bunch
them.
of old timer. I just played you a bunch of songs by him last week with Roy Orbison, George Harrison, Jeff Lynne, and the ilk. They're all
That's
getting
it.
older. And
Oh, I forgot
fact-
the name. I'm sorry.
when they went to record the second music or third music video, Orbison died, and they
Oh, shit.
replaced him with a rocking chair and his guitar sitting in it. Rocking.
Oh, that one. Yeah, I remember now.
That's the Traveling Wilburys, and I love that they did that. Like when he starts to do his part of the song, it cuts to the rocking chair with the guitar sitting in it. And I love that. I mean, it was touching.
Yeah.
Hey, Jonathan's here. What's up, Jonathan? So the core inspirations I said were, the rock band thing. With these aging rock stars would get together, and Stallone was inspired by that. And he took kind of the old formula of the Seven Samurai, the Wild Bunch, where you gather up the men you need for the mission. And of course, he is the one who originated this idea of getting aging, instead of rock stars, movie stars together to throw this one great tour. And it got so popular, they got 4 films. They probably would have had 5, but they ended up doing something really interesting, which was they put out a comic book, and they got Chuck Dixon and Graham Nolan involved. And that was cool. Like, I got to see little bits of it before it got published because, I'm friends with those assholes.
That's cool.
Actually replicated the symbol for my COD clan symbol. Okay?
The crow on the skull.
Oh,
The crow. I say crow. Oh my god.
yeah, on their tail section. Yeah. The crows resting on top of the globe. So
No, I think he's talking about the one that they put on their bikes. That is the crow on a skull. There it is. Oh no, I was absolutely wrong. Skull on gun.
Oh, because the symbol is actually on the tail rudder of their plane, which is a globe, the lined globe like you see on non-geography maps. And then on top of it is resting a crow. Go look at the tail section of their PBY. It's really cool. It's my favorite fucking plane. It is the Millennium Falcon of airplanes.
Oh, the coolest bit is when he goes to the front, to the gun.
Opens it, and
Yeah.
he's got a mounted 50 on the front of the fucking gun.
4 50s. 4.
Yeah, there are
50s.
4. There's 4 barrels there, and he's like just
A
controlling it
beast.
with one fucking trigger. And that was so fucking badass. Dumping the fuel. I mean, this
Yeah.
movie is so over the top. It's not believable in any way, shape, or form.
Well,
But I will tell
Stallone
you
wanted to get
that
the
there
most out of
are-
that plane. That's how he came up with that shit.
There are 2 military veterans in the film that star in this movie, and that is none other than Dolph Lundgren himself. He served in the Swedish Marines, and he was kind of like their version of Navy SEALs, his group. And then, of course, Randy Couture spent, I think, 6 years in the Army, U.S. Army. Hey, man, leave race out of it, real popcorn.
I like what they say. It looks like a black chicken. It's a look in the mirror. No, it's a crow.
I wish Keith was here so I could make this racist joke and break him. Go, hey, wait, what do black chickens eat?
That would be fun.
I don't know if you'd get it. He'd understand the joke.
Yeah, cannibalistic. You can.
Oh my God. Look, man, Clippers are the coolest fucking planes there are, man. You can land them on the fucking water. Yeah, Tailspin, DuckTales. Yeah. They flew a PBY Clipper, man. It was nice. I wrote, a long time ago, I wrote the full story for an Indiana Jones story that we pitched to, it was Richard Bonk, Tom Waltz from IDW, and me. And we pitched this comic to Dark Horse Comics, and Dark Horse wrote back, "We love it, but we can't do it." And it's like, "What do you mean you can't do it?" He says, "We're not allowed to say." And we found out within months that the reason why they couldn't is because Lucasfilm was sold or was being sold. So
Damn.
anyway, so the Wild Bunch tone, Stallone shifted the project from an initial dark comedy because he wanted a satire into a brutal, hard R-rated action throwback, but it's still comical. It's got its tongue planted firmly in its cheek.
The dialogue
Yeah.
is what make it.
Yeah,
the comedy.
Yeah. So Callahan's spec script, he took Callahan's original draft about a standard mercenary squad and completely reshaped the characters and pacing it to fit an ensemble cast action film. Hi, Emmanuel.
Emmanuel,
Bonjour.
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 Oh, we have missed you. You and Regis.
We
Welcome back.
always miss you. Say hi to Regis for us. And in fact, give him the sloppiest wet kiss. And then after you do,
Ew,
tell him
gross.
tell him I said that was from me. Make sure there's a lot of tongue. The ironic thing is just like when you're in Canada, it's not called Canadian bacon in Canada. Is it called French kissing in France?
I think it's called proper kissing.
It's proper kissing. Yeah, buddy. Never been a big fan of it. But I sure took a shine to it last time. Several notable action stars turned down or were unable to take roles in the original Expendables of 2010. Most notably is Jean-Claude Van Damme, Wesley Snipes, and Jackie Chan. I think Wesley was still in prison, wasn't he?
Probably.
Well, Arnold,
I think he was.
Arnold only did one scene because he was still governor. And it sucks because I wanted more of him in this. They're awesome together.
I love that. Okay. Only an idiot would take this job. What is it? As I was saying.
I'm gonna look it up real quick because I need to find out. Like, when was his term up for prison?
She's going to do it. Oh my god.
What?
Yeah, he didn't get released until 2013. So yeah, he was in 2010. He was in prison in 2010 and wasn't released for 28 months. So 2013 is when he got released. So there you go. That's why he couldn't do it. The reasons for declining roles. Yeah, he loves playing in the jungle. Jean-Claude Van Damme declined Sylvester Stallone's personal offer because he felt the proposed character lacked depth and development. He later joined the franchise in 2012 sequel as the main villain. Wesley Snipes was originally envisioned in the role of Hail Caesar, but turned it down due to ongoing legal issues, and then he was put in prison. Jackie Chan was approached by Stallone for a part, but declined due to the scheduling conflicts or other project commitments. Not to mention, he's also a communist. Steven Seagal was approached and close to joining, but refused because he did not want to work with producer Avi Lerner due to past disagreements between the two. Also, we heard that like Jean-Claude Van Damme might be there, and they're supposed to fight. That was a party at Stallone's house when that happened, if you don't know that story. And then, of course, Danny Trejo was rumored to be in talks for a part, but had to drop out because of scheduling conflicts. But I don't think he appeared in any of the films, did he?
What? Who?
Danny Trejo.
No, I haven't seen it in any of them.
Yeah. That's too bad because I really like Danny. Machete. In fact, they could have had him be a quasi version of Machete, or just simply got permission to use Machete. That'd have been kind of badass. Yeah, down the line, they eventually got almost all of them into the franchise.
I do not need Steven Seagal in this. I'm not.
And of course,
the
answer to that is mostly. Mostly.
Sherry is here. Hi.
They're lovely.
On a military Monday. Look at you.
Good
morning.
Hello, beautiful. Good to see you.
He would have been a good addition. Oh, absolutely. I like Danny. The funny thing is he's shorter than all of these guys. And that would be kind of weird. It'd be like another Jet Li. And Jet Li, even though it says, if you look it up, it says that like he left to go on a personal journey, deal with personal things and stuff, blah 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 blah. It was around while making the Expendables that he began to feel the effects of his hypothyroidism. And some of the problems he was experiencing was like diabetes, which the thyroid can cause. Diabetes. So
you have to say it like that.
He eventually kind of dropped out of film, period, and kind of disappeared for a while. And the handful of times I saw him, he went through a period where he was all gerbled out, like his puffy face and shit from medication he was taking. He's looking a lot better today. I'll tell you that. Good morning, Andy.
Hi, Andy. I'm glad he's better.
Yeah. Let me check something, Jet Li. Because, like they say on Parks and Recreation, everybody loves a good comeback story. Oh, good grief. The photo I have of him, he's wearing my glasses, the ones I'm wearing right now. Black round glasses. Jet Li is making a major comeback in 2026 after a 6-year hiatus from feature films marked by his return to the big screen and increased social media presence. New films include Blades of the Guardians, martial arts epic directed by Yuen Wu Ping and co-starring Wu Jing and Nicholas Tse. The film, based on the manhua Bio Rin, was released in China in 2026 spring. Fast Forward had its North American release via Wellgo USA. Anyway, health and hiatus. A break from acting was due to hyperthyroidism and accumulated injuries from decades of stunt work, which made intense physical training very difficult. Reports of his passing were false. Yeah, we all heard that shit. Like, I love it when somebody gets sick and then, like, every week some asshole intentionally and knowingly, falsely, in order to get clicks, announces that he died.
It's clickbait.
Oh, I never saw that fake news.
Yeah, he underwent successful surgery to remove a benign neck tumor and has since been recovering. His new ventures, Lee launched a new YouTube channel in 26, where he shares health and journey lessons and interacts with fans because he knows other people suffer from this. And I think that's wonderful he's doing that. He's also promoting his new book, Beyond Life and Death, The Way of True Freedom, which draws on his Buddhist philosophy and life experiences. So I think that's wonderful. I love Jet Li. I used to love Jackie Chan until he embraced communism, which is so weird because he was so for the democratic elections. And then all of a sudden in 2001, 2004, he was in the middle of an interview and he said the democratic elections in Taiwan is ridiculously stupid.
Hello.
Quote unquote.
Does he embrace communism or the power that it gives you?
He is embracing it. He has openly embraced it, and he is. That's when he began to criticize America.
No. My question is: does he embrace the ideology or the power that
I
the
can't
party
reach
members?
into his fucking soul and ask him. All I know is his actions, and his actions are that he embraces communism. Oh well, then you answered your own fucking question. Thanks for asking me. Jackie Chan has a new Operation Condor on the way. Oh boy. I love supporting the Communist Party of China. He's fucking awful when you see what he did. He made a deal with the devil. When he made the deal with them, he got in on a major theater chain in China, mainland China. Huge money. Like he's always going to be at the top of the coffer, just so you understand. That's what I despise about communists, because it's only the top 1% who get to enjoy the money.
Well, capitalism isn't so much different. It's only the rich. That
No,
live
it's not.
comfortably in
You
that.
can enrich yourself in a capitalist country. You can't do that in a communist country. You
Exactly.
can in a capitalist country. You cannot. So they're not even close to the same thing. What we found out during Reaganomics is that the trickle down doesn't fucking work because that's communism. Don't try it. Trickle down doesn't fucking work. Communism is worse stuff. Oh, absolutely. And what China did, the brilliant thing that China did, is they took a capitalist concepts and used it to only benefit the government. And that's why they're doing so well. They're the first communist country that's not failing. And they're a huge threat to the United States. Huge threat.
To their own people, too. They only live to work.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So I forgot. How does this movie open? I forgot the opening scene.
Oh, taking the pirate boat and Gunner going crazy.
Yeah.
That's right. Now I remember.
Okay. What's she doing?
Which is
hanging a pirate. No, I don't.
Hanging a pirate, yeah.
Gunner, what are you doing? Hanging a pirate. Okay.
They do it to us.
Look, I don't like him either for that too. It's not just his daughter, it's his son too. And I'm surprised, to be honest, that his son kept the name because it isn't his legal name, if you didn't know that.
No, I mean,
Chan.
No, it's not. I know.
Chan is because his father fled the communists and moved to Hong Kong, but in order, because they had an order of arrest for him. And he hid in English-controlled Hong Kong, but he had to change his name. And he took the name Chan. And so that's how that name came about, was Jackie Chan's dad doing that shit. And then he turns around and is just the worst dad, man. Like I've seen so many fucking stories on him. Dealing both with his daughter and his son. His son goes through a fucking problem with drugs, weed. Weed is like the beer of drugs. It's like, man, he's a drunk. He's like on the hard stuff. What's the hard stuff? Beer. What? But yeah, it's a fascinating story. There's actually a video out right now. Hold on. Let me see if I can find that video for you guys, because you might appreciate this. If you're interested in what's going on with Jackie Chan and communism, there is a video, and I saw that it was released recently, and I've not watched it yet. Let me see if I can find it. It'll usually pop up in my feed. If it doesn't, I'll just click Jackie Chan new videos. And oh boy, man, I watch way too many cat videos. I really do.
You live in a house full of cats. You're so weird.
I would much rather watch the videos that actually interact with the real ones. Oh my God. But it's the same thing with people. I would rather talk to people through the interweb than to talk to them in person. It's weird. It's just fucking weird. All right, here you go. Guys, if you're interested in the Jackie Chan communism video, here you go. And I'll put it in our private chat too, because you might actually want to watch this, Martin. You might be intrigued by what it has to say. I'm glad everybody's starting to pop in now. It's good to see everybody. And some surprises too. I'm really surprised to see Emmanuel. Oh, we miss this. Bonjour. Tout le monde.
Tout le monde. That means the whole world. Or everybody, you would say in English.
Or as I learned in Latin is mundi.
Mundus.
I don't speak Latin. I just know Latin words. So fuck off.
I had Latin for 6 years.
Also, You call my cat that, I would have got angry because his name was Mundi. Because he was my whole world. I love that cat. He's the one who died of feline leukemia.
Oh, that's horrible.
He was an indoor cat, and he got feline leukemia. And I found out because my housemates would leave the front door open and the screen door closed. But the screen door was open to the outside world. And apparently other cats would come up to the screen door, and that's how he got infected. So I gotta tell you, I'm a fan of the Expendable films.
Yes, they
Yes,
are.
the first one is my favorite, but there are great moments in all of them, and I think all of them are great B movie action. And it's good to see them making money, because Stallone got screwed really bad. Not that he's not rich. I mean, he's fucking rich. Also, I love that he reached out for his friend Mickey Rourke, and I believe some of the actors kind of stabbed him in the back over time. Mickey Rourke was one of those actors who kind of stabbed Stallone in the back, which is why he disappeared. Go read about it. There were some issues. And I do believe that chemical dependency may have been one of them contributing.
Oh,
Mickey Rourke has a lot of fucking mental issues too, to be honest.
well, he's
But he's
addicted
good
to
fucking
surgery, apparently.
Well, facial surgery. Yeah, fucked his face up a long time ago.
Completely.
I love the knife throwing. It's a funny. It's part of the story. It's part of the characters. This competition, and it kind of reminds me of the Magnificent Seven, where you've got James Coburn as the knife guy, and that's who not Barney. What's his name? Christmas. Yeah.
I like their
Sorry, I'm
names.
reading.
Like Christmas, Gunner.
Well,
Very
Christmas
military.
is his last name. You see in his passport, his name Lee Christmas.
Oh, I didn't look that closely.
Oh,
That's him.
yeah.
And I like the little story about him with his ex. That she left
Oh, that
him
was
because,
sad, though.
well, she was kind of an asshole. Like he says, when I am home, I am home. He goes, but you keep your life secret from me, and I want to know everything about you.
Oh, she also said
And-
you're never really here, though, even when you're at home. Part of
Which
you
is
is
a good
always
statement too.
gone. Yeah.
He disappeared for an entire month without comms.
And of course, Eric Roberts being in this is really great because of the family, he's actually the most talented member of the Roberts family. I'm not a big fan of Julia Roberts, and Emma Roberts, his daughter, is okay. She's okay. Not
Julia
great.
just gets
Okay.
cast for her looks, not for her acting.
And if you know anything, he had a nose problem, and a booze problem, and it caused his daughter to be alienated from him, and also his sister. And eventually, the daughter only spent time with Julia, and eventually he got his shit cleaned up, and he's back together with his family. So, Julia and Emma are very close with Eric to this day because he cleaned up his act. He got off the fucking booze and drugs. All right, this is your big scene with Arnold. Now, Arnold could not be in anything bigger because he was still governating.
Governing.
He was.
Governator.
I'm not going to say governing. I'm going to say governating. I let you know me. With
Well, they
fake
did
words.
call him the governator, so.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm saying it because it connects with the governator. And of course, Bruce was part of this, but unbeknownst to anybody else, he was actually already suffering the disease that took him from us, and he kept it to himself. And in fact, Stallone and Schwarzenegger both openly criticized him for his big paycheck day on the last Expendables film.
Yeah.
And Then when Stallone found out about it, he openly, publicly, I apologize. I had no idea. If I had it, this would have turned out so differently. And maybe he should have been honest with them because they're his business partners. If you didn't know that, Anima, that Bruce, Arnold, and Stallone are all business partners. They owned a little company called anybody?
Planet Hollywood.
That's right. And I loved it. I went to the one in New Orleans, and Zoe and I ate there, and well, I had a few beers too, and it was nice, man. And we sat right under Stallone in the petri dish from the movie we're going to do Saturday. We sat right under it. It was like over us the whole time. Naked Stallone was hovering over Zoe and me.
That
and
sounds
she
like
thought
an
that was
experience.
so cool. Well, you can't see his pecker or anything, but because his legs are turned to the side, and so
you couldn't hang that in a restaurant.
Well, yeah, and especially due to the fact of his nickname, the Italian Stallion. He got that from a porn.
What?
Yeah.
The fuck? What
Oh
is?
my god! I didn't know that. I didn't need to.
Yeah. He was in a softcore porn film. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. He was in dire need of money before Rocky. I was at the opening of the Planet Hollywood West Edmonton Mall. That's so cool, dude. They all three showed up to that one, didn't they? I'm pretty sure that was one that they all showed up to, is the one in Edmonton. They would show up to the major openings, all three. Yes, we're totally doing Demolition Man on Saturday, dude. Love that movie. Simon Says, Time to Die. And I threw a Blade Runner reference by putting that on the thumbnail. Simon Says, Time to Die. That should have been the tagline for that fucking movie. Charisma Carpenter completely disappeared. Now, Rutger, at this time, I wasn't allowed to talk about Dolph Lundgren during that period with the Woodward family. I don't know how sensitive they are to it still, because the breakup between him and my buddy Jim's sister was not a nice one. And he was not a very nice person during the breakup. He was very ugly. And it led to a lot of bad blood with the Woodward family and him, which is why I don't ever talk about it. I did tell that one story in Jim's presence. He just laughed when I asked. I was told not to mention Masters of the Universe and He-Man in his presence during dinner. And then he brought up learning some method acting. And I said, "Is that what you used when you played He-Man?" Jim Woodward kicked me so hard. And you could hear it when he kicked me. It wasn't quiet. It was a hard kick. He's wearing those fucking hard-soled boots. They're not combat boots, but they're military style.
It's such a weird rule. Like, do not talk about this one topic. Why?
Well, it is apparently a sore subject with him. At the
moment. In time, he made his peace with the character. I remember for a time, Shatner, he didn't want to be associated with Kirk. He said it himself. But then somebody told him, "What are you talking about? You inspired a lot of people." And he said, "Oh, well, okay."
And you would never know it, because I told you about that kid that approached him there. See it? The raven on top of the globe?
Yep.
There it is. So, no, they had the incident when he was out living in the fucking camper. All of his money went to his ex-wife and his children, and he lived off the land.
And that's why he couldn't go to conventions like the others, because he was working all the time, and they gave him shit for it. Right. I hate that.
Oh, it's so dirty the way he got treated, because he wasn't there to defend himself. And that's an easy target. And that's why I don't like the way Nichelle Nichols, George Takei, to a lesser degree, Jimmy Doohan and the actor that played Chekhov, Walter Koenig. They didn't like him. But what I do like is that Shatner built a bridge. and he actually invited Koenig on his show where it would just be two of them on a love seat, facing each other in this S-shaped chair, and one would sit here and the other would sit here, armchair, and they would just talk to people. He had Nimoy on there. He had what's his name, Walter Koenig on, and they hashed it out. And he says, "Whatever I did, I apologize, and what I did, I believed was best for the show." And that's what they don't consider. That the reason he was doing what he was doing is he was the only member of the cast that understood that their meal ticket only exists if the show keeps going. And he understood what the show was. It was Wagon Train out in space. And, he understood that his character needed to really stand out to the audience for the audience to connect with the show. They needed Captain Kirk. They needed Spock, that relationship, And then later, the holy trinity of relationships, Dr. McCoy.
With McCoy, yeah.
And McCoy, boy, DeForest Kelley was so fucking shrewd. Like, he really worked his ass off playing McCoy. And he got himself that Billy in season 2 of the opening scroll, starring William Shatner, Leonard Nimoy, and DeForest Kelley as Dr. McCoy. But there's another movie, by the way. You brought this up, Popcorn. And I wanted to eventually get back to this. It reminds me of what they did with the second Ghost Rider movie with Sam Elliott's character. Because you see him, and they go riding off to do this battle together, and then he's gone. You don't ever see Sam Elliott fight, do anything. And it's like, what was that? What ended up on the cutting room floor? Like, I really fucking want to know. Or was he just there for the ride? Because that's what it looks like. He was just there for the hell ride, Riders on the Storm, the Doors. I don't know. That's fucking weird, dude. When they have a character like Charisma Carpenter, she disappeared in the third film. Like, what the fuck happened to her? Is it on the cutting room floor? And by the way, John, you didn't answer my question. Did they all show up? Did all three of them? Because I think I remember reading that the one in Edmonton had all three show up for the ribbon cutting. Yeah, the final ride. And it's like, I would have more. I wanted to see both Ghost Riders fucking kick ass and see the other one be sacrificed in order to help the other one. I thought that would be fucking phenomenal. His soul was at rest because Blaze accepted his fate. Yeah, but the thing is, though, why show the ride without the fight? I wanted to see him help. I like the first Ghost Rider film. I actually really do. Nick Cage did a good job. And in fact, my buddy Ultra Rob, he got the maquette figure of him on the motorcycle with the flames coming off the skull and everything. And it was a really cool maquette.
Did you try to steal it?
No, I would never do that. The only thing I steal from friends is records.
Okay.
Like I didn't steal it. I just still have it. Ultra Rob's Devo greatest hits. And I gotta get it back to him. It's like I always forget. Like, it's like I need to give this back to him. Because all I did is I ripped it onto my hard drive. And then I was going to give him the CD back, and then I constantly fucking forget. Yeah, I really like his character in this film. I got to tell you, he created characters that I enjoyed and I wanted to see more of. And I love the fact that my buddies Graham Nolan and Chuck Dixon did the continuation with the Expendables Go to Hell.
That sounds like fun.
Pure fucking fantasy. Because there was a desire to do that as a film. And I just don't think it's there. The last movie Expendables 4 didn't make as much money as the previous iterations. But I think that's because the quality was dropping with each film. the studio was kind of doing the same thing that it did with Star Trek. Like each film made more money in the franchise, the original Star Trek films, and yet every film the budget was not increased because it was all about the profit. So
That's
it always pissed me off that Jimmy Doohan never made more than $250,000 per film.
what?
But
That's ridiculous.
he also had his percentage from the original series. So like by the time he died, his value was like at $7 million. And since he's died, his value has gone up by 0.3. So it's 7.3 now. And by the way, I want to point out this guy playing the villain is a really good fucking actor. And he was one of the stars of Dexter. His name is David
yes.
Zayas.
David Zayas.
General
I love
Garza.
that guy. Oh my God. When the only thing that he doesn't do well is speak Spanish. But you put him on anything.
Like, what the fuck, dude? Why is he so terrible at speaking Spanish?
No, because he must come from a real integrated family. That is
It's got to be it. Because his Spanish in this movie is garbage.
But man, that guy, when you put in whatever you want, and I will watch it, except for Dexter. I didn't.
And by the way, he was in the Return series for Dexter, and Dexter Resurrection, which I didn't like the previous series. I thought it was crap. It was a DEI fucking bullshit fucking series. Hated it. Written for a modern audience.
Yeah,
but
the mythical modern audience again.
They went back to the bare bones. Now, even though the son continues in the series from the previous series, he was written better and the show is better. And it was called Dexter Resurrection. I don't think we're going to get any more from it, but I thought that was a really good fucking season. I loved all 10 episodes. And that's where he is now in New York in hiding as an Uber driver. And he ends up being inducted into a serial killer club by this ultra rich motherfucker played by a dwarf actor. I forget his name.
So it's not English?
I think his name sounds like Small Penis.
Oh, it is.
Oh, Peter Dinklage.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta let me get the joke out before you go jumping all over it.
Well, I don't know if it's small penis, but it's a big dick.
Yeah.
He is a small penis, but a big dick. Because he's an asshole. And a lot of dwarf actors hate him. And I mean a lot of them hate him.
That comedian that you like so much, he absolutely has a beef with him.
Oh, season 2 of what? RPG?
Oh no, he's saying that there is a season 2. I am so fucking glad because I didn't think it had the viewership in the second season. Oh, that's going to be wonderful. I love this new Dexter series, and he kills everybody in this club, and it's fucking awesome. He's back to his old ways, killing killers. Okay, this is actually Statham fucking earned his payday for this movie. And he's not over the hill. He is still able to do action films to this day. I'm looking forward to the what's it called? The Beekeeper 2. I just watched the Japanese trailer for it. Japan got a trailer before we did.
That is weird.
Yeah, it's crazy because you see him speaking English, but you have some guy in Japan going, "Oh,
dude, the funniest thing I ever seen in my life is that scene in Robocop when, what's your name, son? I said Murphy in Japanese. Oh my God.
That's fucking funny. They should have just had him say with a Japanese accent that the dubber Murphy. It's weird that they didn't do that. So hold on. What's his final ride? His soul was at rest. Season 2 hits in October. Outstanding. That's good news. Thanks, Popcorn. Stallone, the one thing that always looks weird, the older he gets, the more it looks like his eyeballs are going to fall out of his head.
Yeah.
God,
His bottom
dude.
lids, his bottom eyelids just looks like at any second, those eyeballs are just going to roll out of the head.
Disavow.
I love Stallone. I worship that man. Look, I had a handful of fucking people that I really idolized as a kid. Number 1, Arnold. Number 2, Rocky Blyer. Number 3, Sylvester Stallone. And I was inspired by these guys, all 3 of them. They were my heroes. And then after Rocky Blyer was Jack Lambert and Jack Ham, the 2 standing up linebackers for the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 80s. As we call ourselves, Beaks. I helped maintain 6 beehives at a historic house. Much more boring than Statham style of beekeeping, I know. By the way, I just learned today that my childhood best friend, Mike Beatty, is a beekeeper too. And he posted some stuff. I said, all the times we have talked and you've never told me this. Like, why have you never shared this with me? And then I said, and now I have to ask. And I put the gif of Bruce Campbell kissing the girl and saying, give me some sugar, baby. From Army of Darkness. And I sent that to him. So it's like, that means send me some fucking honey, bitch. But that's cool. I like it. I would do it if I had the patience. I don't. I absolutely have zero patience for doing things like that. But it's so weird because my brain is designed for repetitive tasks. In fact, when I need to get sleepy, one of the things that I used to do was just play, what do you call it? Solitaire. I couldn't play anything else. Like if I tried to play other boring games that people call boring, makes my brain work. Solitaire doesn't. All I'm doing with solitaire is pattern recognition. And I don't even I'm not even really playing the game. I'm letting my brain relax by doing pattern recognition. Bees are crazy, amazing, super mysterious. We barely know anything about them and why they do what they do. It's what makes it interesting. And science has said that if the bees go, so do we. We're next.
Yep.
And because a lot of people don't know how essential bees are to pollination. That without the bees, a lot of fauna and as well as foliage would die. Like animals would die without the plants too. So bees are essential.
Oh, here's the
here we go. Here it is. This is my favorite one, dude. I fucking love this. This is so fucking awesome.
That was amazing.
Right.
And that's him, by the way, out on the front of this fucking plane. That's Jason Statham the whole time. And you know what I found out last night? I was doing some deep reading, and it ended up on Arnold as usual. And the stunt scene where his stunt double had to jump off the waterfall down into the water, got injured. Got injured doing it. And Schwarzenegger had to do it himself. And he's the one on film. When you see that faraway, grainy jump scene, that's Schwarzenegger.
Predator, you mean?
Yeah, Predator. Mm. Oh, the flare gun is so goofy. But by the way, my logo for my studio is a raven. If you didn't know that. Did you?
I don't know that logo. I just know the medic with the soldier.
That is the logo for the current entertainment side. But when it comes to my art studio, my logo is a raven. It's a painting I did. Pen and ink and painting that I did.
Now, I posted here because it bothers me to no end. The fact that he sprayed the pier and still keep dumping the fuel.
Well, yeah, I know. It's like I was annoyed by that when I saw that. Like, what the fuck, man? Right?
Yeah.
Because it's still spraying. It's spraying all the way until Statham is going into his fucking cockpit.
Yes. Why?
I am a very big Memento Mori person. Okay. And so that is my logo. And here it is. I will put
Okay,
this for a second.
Let me. Okay.
And up we go. That is the painting I did. That is my logo.
Oh,
The
yeah.
pen and ink
You
is
showed
my
me
logo.
that. I forgot.
And I sent a print of that for Christmas to Drew Struzan. And he said, he had the softest voice. He would talk. He'd go, well, Gary, this is my favorite piece you've ever done. And I'm like, really? He's like, I really love this. I really love it. Thank you. And of course, I sent it to him as an art print, framed and signed. Because Drew's my hero. As far as art goes.
Sucks that he's gone.
Dylan is still around, and I still talk. Dylan! I still talk to Dylan. I just message her, hey, I hope you're doing okay. How are the grandkids doing? How's your son doing? I'm actually friends with the son, too. I've never mentioned that. Yeah, I always feel bad for Dolph Lundgren's character in this film. The guy who falls down and gets shot for it, and you think is dead because he thinks he's dying. Mm-hmm. But later, by the end of the film, you find out he's still alive and they forgave him. Although a little too easily, but I'm like, fuck it, it's a movie. Like somebody tried to kill me.
Well, he said, you were trying to kill him. I just wanted to scare him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to scare him. The only guy with a more grumbly voice than Stallone is fucking Dolph Lundgren. But I'm going to tell you something. He really was very nice at dinner. Very open, very communicative in a way that just kind of surprised me. And I didn't feel like I was sitting there next to a celebrity having dinner. Well, across from him. Jim was the one next to me, which made it easier for him to kick me.
He knew.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, yeah.
Bring it, Happy Feet. I love that fucking line. People have no idea, and I already went through all my notes. I can go back over it again. This will be the second half of the show. So I'll go back over my notes for the film. Sylvester Stallone was inspired to create the Expendables by an oldies music concert he attended with his wife. Realizing he wanted to bring iconic 1980s and 1990s action stars together for a reunion tour style movie. He utilized an existing mercenary script by David Callahan as a baseline starting point, heavily rewriting it into an over-the-top homage, and originally a comedy, but eventually turned into a hard R Western style like the Wild Bunch. And I also say Magnificent Seven, very Magnificent Seven style too. The oldies concert concept that he had, where he envisioned utilizing and uniting aging legendary action icons, much like veterans of the rock bands doing the nostalgic tours. And they're still doing that shit, by the way. Phil Collins' last tour, which I think it is his last tour, was called the Not Dead Yet tour.
Nice. I like that.
I fucking Memento Mori, man. I fucking love talking about death because it's real, it's there, and it's okay to joke about it. The Wild Bunch tone, he shifted the project from an initial dark comedy satire into a brutal, hard, R-rated action throwback. Like this, where he fucking stabs the basketball with his knife.
I hate having no control on the generation of the slides because that is the best fight in the whole movie, and we don't get to see it.
What?
Oh, yeah. I know.
God. Yeah, that sucks.
Right here, where he's got the knife in the fucking ball.
Yeah.
And he equivocates that to his balls. So Callahan's spec script that he wrote took David Callahan's original draft about a standard mercenary squad and completely reshaped the characters and pacing to fit an ensemble cast of action heroes. And I thought that was fucking brilliant. Stallone came up with that idea. It's original, but clearly not totally original, because that's what the Wild Bunch and the Seven Samurai / the Magnificent Seven. And I love the Magnificent. I even like the new iteration with Denzel and Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt's final scene is one of my favorite moments in the film. If anybody's ever seen that movie, you know what I'm talking about.
I haven't seen
Don't want to
it
give it away. We need to watch it. We need to watch it. You need to watch that movie.
I didn't know that they remade Magnificent Seven.
Yes, they
with
did.
This one.
What?
That I didn't know about that specific remake.
Oh, yeah, it's a remake with Denzel Washington, Chris Pratt, Ethan Hawke is in it as a damaged old war veteran, and trying to remember, Vince D'Onofrio is in it. God, I can't remember everybody in it. I'm sorry. I wish I could off the top of my head. Very good film. So I will point out too, again, as I said earlier, several notable actors, action stars, turned down or were unable to take roles in the original, the Expendables film, 2010. Most notably was Jean-Claude Van Damme, because he didn't feel the character was written well enough. And Wesley Snipes, because of his ongoing legal battles, and Jackie Chan, which I'm glad, because I wouldn't have wanted a communist in this. Reasons for declining roles. Jean-Claude Van Damme declined Stallone's personal offer because he felt the proposed character lacked depth and development. He later joined the franchise in the 2012 sequel as the main villain, and he's good. Wesley Snipes originally was envisioned to play the part of Hail Caesar, but turned it down due to ongoing tax and legal issues that prevented him from traveling. Let's see. And he went to prison. Like right after.
Yeah.
Like
little tiny detail.
Was it December of 2010? He got put in prison. He was in there till 2013, man. So he couldn't be in the second film. But they brought him back. He came around. He's in, I think it is the third one or fourth one. Is it the third or fourth that he appears in?
I think it's on the third.
Because it's the one where Statham almost died in that, doing his own driving.
Yeah, the third one.
Yeah. Jackie Chan was approached by Stallone for a part, but declined due to scheduling conflicts and other project commitments. All of them communist, just to let you know. God, I'm a dick about him today. I just don't want to be nice about it.
So you're talking about comic commitment?
Yeah. Commie commitment. Steven Seagal, one, I'm glad he wasn't, because he can't act worth a shit.
Nope.
He was approached close. He came close to joining, but refused because he did not want to work with producer Avi Lerner due to past issues with the two of them. And I got to tell you too, I would have liked it if he had come in to be in the one with Jean-Claude Van Damme, and they have to fight, and he kills Van Damme. I mean, Van Damme kills Seagal. That would have been awesome. Because Van Damme is still due a fight, because Seagal chickened out and ran from the fight at Stallone's party. So Danny Trejo was another one. He was rumored to be in talks, but had to drop out because of scheduling conflicts and because he would look like Peter Dinklage compared to the rest of the cast.
Oh my God!
You can
so
work
tiny.
with that with the camera.
Yeah, you can make people look taller. It's
It
called
would have been nice.
Put the wood crates.
See Trejo and Jet Li's character arguing who is smaller.
Eye to eye. Yeah, looking eye to eye when they argue. So part of the drive for this story is, as Anima kept saying during the show, he just wants to put his dick in her. That's all this is.
Sandra, yeah.
But in the end, he doesn't. He pulls a Jack Burton. No,
Well,
leaves.
He learns that she's a badass, and that's a little bit too much for him, I think.
I like my women a little demure with a softer touch.
Okay, Mr. Hauser. Or Quaid, whatever you prefer.
Denzel Pratt, great cast, and yes, Gary, that final scene with Pratt is worth the price of admission, in my opinion. It's the best scene in the whole fucking movie. Is Chris Pratt's final scene in the movie. And it's funny too, because he manages to bring the comedy.
I just love him in everything he does. He's such a great actor.
Also, learned to handle those pistols. He did a lot of trick stuff. Fucking cool shit.
By the way, I read on a couple of days ago that his first movie, his first chance, was given by Ray Dawn Chung. She saw him and put it in the first movie she directed.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good. That's cool. Chris Pratt was only supposed to be on 3 episodes of
Parks
and Recreation, but he's so fucking funny behind the scenes.
They had to keep him.
Okay.
They fell in love with him.
Get that weird connection. Ray Dawn was fawning over Arnold, and then she gives Chris his first opportunity, and Chris ended up marrying Arnold's daughter.
He's a son-in-law. Yeah, she was Ray Dawn fawning. You don't know that woman nothing. That's a double negative, so I owe her something. I think one of my favorite impressions of Statham was Kevin Pollak. And he just does one sentence, and it's spot on. And then he apologizes to the camera and says, Statham, Jason, if you're watching right now, please don't kill me. And all he says is, do you know what I mean? That's his, and what he does, it's one word. And he makes the sound, and it's spot on fucking Jason Statham impression. That's funny. Now, this is the part that kind of like the over the top shooting scene here. That even though I like the action, but that Dolph Lundgren's character is involved with this bugs the shit out of me, and that he sold out his friends to the bad guys. Yeah, he was cracking up the team that ran the show and wrote the show. And they're like, this guy is something else. He's so funny. So like when he's in that meeting, they're having that meeting in the conference room, and he's sitting back there, and they're like, does anybody else have any ideas of somebody who had a great comeback story? And he says, Kim Kardashian? And his ex-girlfriend, Miss Ann, what's her name? Ann. Oh, I forget her last name. Perkins. Ann Perkins. Ann Perkins says, I mean, I don't really see that she's had a comeback story. He goes, sure. He says, I saw the video. She had some cum on her back.
Oh.
And fucking, what's his name with the mustache? Lost his fucking composure and just bent over laughing. He's like, oh, I did not see that. I did not see that coming. But when it hit hard with him. He's just lost his shit on camera. And everybody starts laughing. And and Chris Pratt's so innocent. He's so sweet, and he's like, what? Oh, John, dude, I'm a big fan, and I just introduced it to Anima, and she is loving this show. We're already into season 2.
Yeah, I love that show.
That show is so fucking funny. And the scene when he shows up at Ann Perkins' door, and both of them are in, her and her friend Leslie Snopes is inside the house, and they open the door, and he's standing there naked with flowers or whatever the fuck was in his hands, and the look on both Leslie and Ann Perkins' faces, it was just fucking priceless.
They
And
didn't
to
expect
find
him
out
to be
later-
fully naked for real.
He actually took off the fucking skin-colored bikini briefs, and he just stood there with his penis out, and it got one of the biggest laughs from cast and crew as well as the audience. And what's even funnier about it is he got called in to HR about it and told to never do it again. And of course, he did it again.
But
'Cause
and they kept
It's
their
Chris
take.
Pratt.
Their reaction is genuine. They're really shocked to see him like that.
Because her eyes,
Awesome.
she says, Andy, and then she looks down, and then she looks back up with her eyes like, really? She got an eye full of his candy. Andy's candy. Yeah, I love that show, man. So I will point out again, too, that the only two actors that starred in this film that didn't time in the military are Randy Couture. And I love Randy. Can't act worth a shit, but I love that guy. Great fighter. And of course, Dolph Lundgren. Dolph Lundgren was in the Swedish Special Forces. He was their version of the Navy SEALs. And but he only did the commitment, because every Swede is expected to serve, male is expected to serve. And Randy Couture, as I recall, did 6 years Army, 6 to 8 years. I know my commitment was 8 years. And I do want to go in again about this villain, because fucking David is a really good fucking actor. Like, he's in this sci-fi movie that I didn't think was that good a film, but I liked it because he's in it. Skyline. Does anybody remember that? And it's crappy
yeah.
sequel. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's also plays the main detective in Michael Clayton with George Clooney, which, again, another great movie. And I don't know, have you seen it, Michael Clayton?
No.
You have got Tilda Swinton playing she's so freaky looking. She looks like a fucking human alien hybrid.
Well, she looks like that, yeah.
That's not too difficult for her.
Yeah.
And she leans into that with her villainous character in that movie. And I tell people, if you want to see a really good George Clooney movie, Sidney Pollack is in it too. Is not directed by Pollack. He's in it as an actor. And I'm telling you, it's a good fucking movie. And that it's pure luck that his character doesn't, George Clooney's character isn't dead. And the only reason he's not dead is because he stopped to go walk out into a pasture and get some cows he saw while he was driving by. And when he walks out into the pasture, the car explodes behind him. Because they were going to kill it. Oh, it's a good fucking movie. I'm not a George Clooney fan by any measure of the fucking word. I think he's a complete twat as a person. But damn it, if I don't enjoy his movies and his work on TV, I liked him in ER.
Oh, yeah.
Randy Couture, with his busted up nose and cauliflower ears, instantly identified him as no one to mess with. Shame he isn't a better actor. He would have been a more believable Reacher. I think he would have done well as Reacher, I have to tell you, because he has a more realistic body than Alan Richardson. But I like Alan in the part, I got to tell you. But I got to tell you, Randy, look, it's sort of like that moment I told you guys about on Saturday with Burt Reynolds and Clint Eastwood, because they both got called into the studio and were fired. Their contracts were ended at the same time together in a room. They both got fired at the same moment. And Clint was fired because of his big ass Adam's apple. And Burt was fired because, well, the guy said, well, you just can't act. And Burt would later say, and they became best friends. A lot of people don't know this, how close of friends Clint Eastwood and Burt were. They were good friends. And they only did one movie together, City Heat. And he told Burt told Clint, he said, "Man, you got it worse than me, though." He goes, "Well, how is that?" And he says, "Well, they told you that they fired you because you're Adam's apple. That's your body. What are you going to do about that? You're stuck with that forever. They just told me I can't act. I can learn to act." And both became big stars on television and film. Clint actually became a movie star before Burt, but I do like that Clint, took that big leap to go and make an Italian-produced Spanish spaghetti. It's an Italian film shot in Spain. But Burt eventually did learn to act, and he's actually pretty good in a lot of films. But he could easily just fall back and just be Burt in a film. In a lot of his action films that he did, he was just playing a version of himself. His action comedy, that's just Burt being Burt. My favorite, of course, being Smokey and the Bandit, because that's just pure Burt being Burt. And that's the thing about Clint Eastwood and some of these movie stars, and a lot of actors don't understand this. I don't understand why I'm not a bigger actor. It's like a lot of it has to do with your personality. People like actors in roles, certain actors, and they want those actors in those roles. And sometimes actors have tried to become real actors. These are movie stars. There's a difference between being a movie star and a great actor. And Olivier, both. Harrison Ford, movie star.
Yeah.
And
That's
when he
example.
tries to act, it's very hard to like him. One of the few times he pulled it off is with the movie we did just a couple weeks back, is Regarding Henry. And Regarding Henry, he basically plays a brain damaged version of himself. What would I be like if I was brain damaged? There you go. Regarding Henry.
really liked him in Witness too.
Again, not much acting, but that was the film that got him his first nomination for an Oscar. And I don't think Harrison has ever won an award, though. Hold on, let me go look. An
Not
Oscar.
that I know of.
If anything, he's going to end up with a Lifetime Achievement Award because he's in his fucking 80s. He has 3
still
total
working.
wins for awards. Let's go see what they are. Wrong Harrison Ford. What the fuck?
There's 2? What?
Well, for a while, Harrison Ford, the one we love, was Harrison J. Ford, because of a silent movie star. And eventually, when that silent movie star died, he was able to drop the J. So he's had 53 wins, nominated for 1 Oscar. So he was nominated for Witness, as I said, but didn't win. Let's see. He was winner of a Saturn Award for Best Actor in a Film with Indiana Jones and the Dial of Diarrhea. Let's see.
Diaper of Destiny.
Yeah,
The
Diaper of Destiny.
2018 nominee for Best Supporting Actor in Blade Runner 2049. I got to be honest, he should have been nominated for Blade Runner back in '82.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have won, but he should have been nominated because I liked him in that film. 2016 winner for Best Actor for Saturn Awards for Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Cracks. 2014 nominee Best Supporting Actor for Ender's Game. Nominee for Best Supporting Actor, Saturn Award for Cowboys and Aliens. 09 Best Actor nominee for Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Skullfucker. And 1996 winner Lifetime Achievement Award for the Saturn. 1991 nominee Saturn Award Best Actor, Indiana Jones. Nominee Best Actor, Indiana Jones, Last Crusade, by the way. And then nominated for Best Actor, Temple of Doom. And any one of those he could have won for because he's great in those movies. Winner for the Saturn Award 1982 for Best Actor for the 1981 film Raiders of the Lost Ark. Not Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. People who do that, go fuck yourselves. 1978 nominee, Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. I didn't know he got nominated for that. He got the Bambi Award winner for film Air Force One. And
Bambi Award?
Yeah. Yeah. And the Blockbuster Entertainment Awards, winner for the favorite actor for What Lies Beneath. That's a terrible movie. The reveal of Harrison Ford in that film was so fucking bad. Oh, wait, what's this? Reacher in the books is supposed to be physically imposing and giant. And then Tom Cruise. Okay. Yeah, Tom Cruise was actually, a lot of people don't know this. Tom Cruise still is part of that series.
He's producer.
In the background. He's one of the main producers of the show. And he's the one who gave the thumbs up to him playing Reacher because he's like, this guy's fucking menacing.
Dude, I think he made those movies in Thanos mood. Okay, nobody's doing it. Fine, I'll do it myself.
Yeah, I do believe that's really kind of what happened. And I got to be honest, man. He's good in them, but he's not Jack Reacher. But he's good in those movies. Definitely always worth a watch with Tom Cruise. Beyond the height and weight, you've got Couture's ears, which obviously don't match the character. No, and he can have surgery for that. A lot of people don't know that. You can actually have those surgically fixed, your ears. Did you guys know that?
No. But
no, I just knew that cartilage in the ears doesn't repair itself.
Yeah, the cartilage is all fucked up. So what do? They replace it?
Yeah, I wouldn't know how to fix that.
Here we go. Give me a second. So surgical repair for cauliflower ears typically performed via otoplasty or reconstructive surgery. It aims to restore the ear's natural contour by removing deformed tissue and reshaping the cartilage. The specific technique depends on the severity of the deformity, ranging from simple cartilage sculpting for mild complex cases where they can just carve it out, like drill it out, the excess cartilage, and put it back to its normal shape. But Couture didn't do it because he was still, at the time of this movie, still kind of actively involved with MMA. So.
Yeah, it wouldn't have made sense.
Yeah, he's clearly got a broken nose. Couture. He's got a mush face. 228 teacher in the books is Reacher. Yeah, okay, I read that already. Beyond the height and weight, you've got Couture's ears, which obviously don't match the character. Well, like I said, he could have that fixed. He could actually have his nose fixed too, to be honest. But I think he likes his face. But the ears, he definitely, if he's not going to fight anymore, he should get them fixed. Because it does affect you as you get older, having cauliflower ears.
How?
Swelling in that area from the cartilage. It actually does impact your hearing, having cauliflower ears.
Probably makes you prone to infections too.
Those little grooves are there for a reason, for sound. So your hearing is not as good. Oh, God. I got to tell you, when they put that fucking rope around Stallone's neck in this scene, his face went fucking purple. And that ain't makeup.
No.
And I'm telling you, he told that guy to choke him, to put pressure on, so his face would turn fucking red. Stallone is that kind of fucking actor, fully methodized.
That's intense. Maybe we should mention that they're getting the waterboarding wrong.
Yeah, they should. Look, any of you who've ever been in the military know waterboarding is done with the feet at about a 45-degree angle up and the head down.
And she's
And
flat on
they
the
put
table.
a towel over your face. They're supposed to put it over your entire face, not just your mouth, your entire face, because part of it's a psychological torture where they don't know when the water's going to end. And they take these giant military buckets, fire buckets, and they come up to them with that fucking cold water, and they don't tell them that they're going to pour the water over their face. The original way waterboard was done was that there was a well, and they tilt them up to make them feel like they're being lowered down into it, the water, and that when the water hits the towel, it causes the choke reaction, so their breathing stops. It closes up so they don't drown.
Yeah, they did that scene completely wrong because she even got lungs in her water in her lungs, and she's
Yeah,
coughing water.
that
That
too.
doesn't happen. That doesn't happen.
Rarely, I will say that it rarely happens that somebody asphyxiates the water. It's designed specifically for gravity to prevent you from drowning, and that we have that instinct since infancy to close up our lungs when introduced to water. That's why if you throw a baby into water, they're not going to drown instantly, and that's why they do that training for babies to learn to swim. If you didn't know that, there's like
it's a lot of
people
fun
that
for
actually
them
do
too.
that. Well, once they learn, initially it's traumatic, but if you do it in such a way that you don't traumatize the fucking child, I think it's a wonderful concept because babies instinctively know how to move around in fluid. That's right, from the mommy's tummy.
Oscar
'Cause that's
loved
what
it
they
from
live
the
in.
beginning, the baby swimming classes. He loves
Zoe
the
was that
water.
way too, because Zoe's been swimming since she was an infant. But she was not thrown into the water. We took her into the pool, and we would
Yeah.
let go of her, and we'd back up a little bit and let her go down, come back up, and start wiggling her body to come towards us and kicking her legs. That was so much fun, and we would make it fun, and she enjoyed it to the point where she became a water baby. She didn't want to be out in the world. She wanted to be in water all the time.
All of my nibblings are water babies because their grandparents have a lake in front of the house, both of them. So they're always around water when they're visiting family.
Yeah, so here we go. The role of Hail Caesar was initially conceived as a role for Stallone's Demolition Man co-star Wesley Snipes. Snipes turned down the role because of his tax issues, legal issues. And by the time the movie got released, he was in prison and not able to leave the United States without the court's approval. It was later rewritten for Forrest Whitaker due to scheduling conflict prior to filming. Whitaker was replaced by Fitty Theod before the part of Hail Caesar finally went to former NFL player Terry Crews, which was so weird because this is a guy, yes, he's a football player in real life before this, but he is best known for comedy. And so his character's funny. And he does do the titty bounce in it. But Snipes and 50 Cent would star in the third and fourth movies in the series, respectively. So I always thought that was cool. The role of the man who hires the Expendables, Mr. Church, was difficult to cast. Schwarzenegger was offered that role, but instead appeared as a fellow merc, Trench. The role was then offered to Stallone's Tango and Cash co-star Kurt Russell, whose agent replied that he was not interested in ensemble film acting. Stallone spent several months after principal photography determined to find a big action name for that part. Rumors suggested that the role had been offered to friend and fellow former Planet Hollywood co-owner Bruce Willis, who was busy filming Cop Out, a terrible movie. Has some great moments in it, but it's a terrible movie. Willis's casting as Mr. Church was confirmed by August of 2009, as was that he would appear in a scene with both Stallone and Schwarzenegger. And like, I love the scene where they're all in there, and he goes, "Are you two going to start sucking each other's dicks?" It's so fucking funny. I'm surprised they didn't go for Michael Jai White for Hail Caesar. It is kind of surprising. I love Michael Jai White. One of the top 3 causes of child deaths is always drowning. So important to do it from the beginning, starting as a baby. Absolutely agree with you, buddy.
Yep.
And Zoe was just like that. She was raised in a pool. Terry's great in the film. He's a lot of fun. I like Terry Crews a lot. Hey, Che is here. What's up, buddy?
Hey, good to
Hi,
see you,
Che.
man.
It's been a while.
So we're already right now at the final scene here.
Yeah, I pulled it up a little early because we started so late.
Gary, who from veterans in the Fellowship would you recruit for an Expendables type of movie?
Mission, not movie.
Do you mean like Lord of the Rings Fellowship?
I mean, from
Oh, are you talking about like? I'm not sure I understand your question, Kev. Can you explain yourself, motherfucker? I need more deets. Randy Couture throws a good punch here, and I thought it was great that he got to fight Stone Cold Steve Austin. Fucking good shit. Gary, who from the veterans in the Fellowship? Do you like?
I mean, he's talking about.
Our community in the military. Oh, fuck, man. Look, I would absolutely pick, I forget their names, and I know these guys in real life. I can't remember any of their names right now. The gentleman that owns Ranger Up, absolutely for the Couture part. On a real mission, I would definitely pick just about everybody at Black Rifle Company. Oh, wow. I'm trying to think of his fucking name. He's Green Beret. Sean Ryan would be, I would have him as mission commander. He would do all the briefings and do the sandbox breakdowns for us. And Kay knows what a sandbox breakdown is. And for those of you who don't know, that is where you have your mock-up of the mission in a sandbox or on a tabletop. And it's got little miniatures and shit. They're fucking kind of cool, to be honest with you. I showed one in my graphic novel, Code Word Geronimo. I show the sandbox briefing where they go in there and he shows the wall. And I also opened the book because Dale didn't put it in there. And I said, we have to show them training for the mission before they get the orders to move out. And so the opening of the book was all me. So when you see that opening scene, and you get to see the dog training with him, and he's got his little doggles on. They're fucking cool, dude. You see the SEAL team rehearsing at the mock-up of the Bin Laden compound out in the middle of the desert. I'm trying to think. I'm just going to look it up real quick.
He meant the nerd channels, not the military channels on YouTube.
Well, that message is retracted. So
I would not pick anybody from the nerd channels for a combat mission. I would only want people who know how to fight. I think Gary Buechler would probably be one of the few people I would say right now. Gary Buechler, definitely. Oh, God damn it. Culture Casino. I would have Nate from Mr. H. And I would definitely have Dave Cullen, because Dave Cullen looks like he can fight. And a Critical Drinker, too, would definitely be in the running for missions. But Gary Beekler, I would have as either I'd have him in drone control, charge of all drone command to cover us and also run intel for us. And I would have Tom in there running drones. Brian's like me, too old now. I would have him as either support
Tool. He will be tool.
or as a pilot or gunner on a gunship. Yeah, that's what I'm doing now. Well, yeah, these came in after I started. Once you said it, Martin, I went into it. So yeah, yeah, Vet's talking. Yeah, Kaida is the guy I was trying to remember the name of. Thank you. Airborne Ranger. He's Army Airborne. And absolutely he would be like, if I were to pick the military vets that I watch on YouTube, that fucking psycho that does those episodes, what does it sound like when someone shoots supersonic or subsonic over your head? Let's go find out. And they go over on the other side of a ridge line and allows the guy live fire right over their head so you can hear the snapping or the sizzle sound, depending. Snap for if it breaks the sound barrier, and subsonic, it sizzles when it goes over you. I've been fired at by a multitude of guns, and I can tell you, I know the difference, and they all make me nervous. First time I ever got shot at was by my dad. My dad told me to go down to the target. We're at the target range. Go down and switch out the targets. And when I did, he fired over my head to my left. And I turned and looked, and he did it again. And I like moved back, like, what the fuck? Is he having a late term abortion? What's going on here? Like, oh, what's going on here? And Dad wanted me to know what it sounds like. And he had all three rifles there, and one of them was subsonic. And he goes, did you hear it? He says, I wanted you to hear it. I also wanted you to hear a report, what it sounds like at a distance. He says, you're in no danger. I told this story to Don, and Don says, your dad was a fucking asshole. And I'm like,
yeah, I hate that he did that.
But at the same time, I did learn, and I was never in any danger. I don't believe for a second. It's no different than when you're in Army training, basic, when you have to go through live fire, and then you have to go through the course where they fire the 30 Browning 30 over your head. And well, I don't know what they fire now. They probably fire the saw. Mad Mardigan would definitely be on my team, but I would want him in a support position because that guy's already been through some shit, and I wouldn't want to traumatize him any further than he has been. But I guarantee you, he's fucking combat effective. I guarantee you. If it's the nerds, I would only pick them mostly for support. I would not pick anybody for fighting. But I definitely would with the military guys. And one of the guys that I like a lot, because of course, you know, I love the guys at like Matt Best. He's in one of my books that still needs to be finished. That is in Richard Bonk's hands. It snowed during the infiltration course while the 7.62 was flying over the razor wire. Yeah, I got snagged up in that razor wire, and the guy behind me says, "Move, motherfucker." And I said, "Hey, from your angle, you can look up my ass and you can see the razor wire is grabbed. I'm bigger than you assholes. Has grabbed my fucking gear. Can you undo it?" And he undoes it. I said, "Thanks, prick." And then I continued low crawling under the fucking razor wire. Like, we got done with that, and I'm like, "You're a useless tit. You know that?" Let's see, mostly like 240B or M60. Well, they had the Browning when I was in, but we also trained on the M60. And I loved it when we went out there for the training. The sergeant in charge of the lane walked over, had the fucking M60 in his hand, holding it like Rambo, with it wrapped around his left arm loosely. And he fucking did that. And he fired down range. And you see like every third to fourth round was a tracer. And you just see them going down range, mostly missing the tank. And then occasional ones bouncing off of it. But none of them hitting a vital spot of the tank. And he turned after he did that, set the weapon down, turned around, he goes, doesn't work like Rambo. You cannot fucking hit anything when you hold it because that fucker shakes too much. I don't care how muscular you are. And but I gotta tell you, it's one of my favorite ranges. And the saw was like still available at the time because our unit had a saw gunner when I was with the 29th in Virginia. And then I ended up going with the 306th med ambulance later. I just wanted to be a medic in a ambulance and go up, do line support because you're behind the lines, and you go up and then you treat wounded and you take them back and you take them to the field hospital, which led to that funny moment because we were associated. One side of the building was us, and the other side was the MASH unit there, back when they had MASH units. Now they're cash units. But it was the 321st MASH. And we called them the 320 worst. And I think all of the doctors that were there, I told each one of them at the same time. I said, hey, man, like if I get wounded, just triage me out. I don't want you guys working on me. Don't save me. I don't want you trying. I've seen how you guys work and not impressed. A drill sergeant still did that during my cycle with 240B. Yeah, the M240 is that is a better gun, in my opinion. It's better than the SAW or the M60. I would much rather have a 240. Thing never jams. I mean, it does, but it's very rare. Not like a fucking SAW or the fucking M60. Now they have lighter, because when you open the weapon up, if you don't push that bolt forward onto the barrel and then close it, it's not going to fucking fire. And it's a pain in the ass to remember that. It was one of the most frustrating things I had to do with learning the M60. The 240 is a beast, man. And by the way, Che, I was talking to a Marine buddy this morning, and we were talking about how crazy Marines are. I said, look, man, a Marine is just an Army grunt that's mildly retarded. That's all they are. And he laughed his ass off. I said, and if you don't believe me, here's a crayon. It's like they just don't know better. It's one of my favorite moments from a film. At the end of being there with Peter, the Pink Panther, Peter
Sellers.
Peter Sellers, when he goes out and he's looking at the mansion off in the distance, and there's water in between him and the giant pond, and he just walks across the water back towards the house because he's going back. But the shocking thing is he's walking on the water. And it's not meant to be a religious allegory or anything like that. It's saying, the director is telling you, he's so innocent and naive that he can defy basic physics because he doesn't know. He doesn't know that you can't walk on water. And so at the end of the film, he walks on water. And it's one of my favorite moments in the film. And so you get Marines are kind of like that. They don't know you're not supposed to do that. Gotta love the huge mitts for swapping out barrels after 100 rounds. Yeah, right? He's talking about the big fucking, and these are like real fucking oven mitts. They're not like oven mitts that you have for like house use. These things are fucking designed specifically for a fucking hot barrel. And like if you touch that thing even for a second, your skin that touches it is gone. And anything around it's just been cooked. Any muscle, oh man, those things can get fucking hot. I saw one recently, Che, where the guy was firing that thing full automatic nonstop, and they wanted to show what happens. And he just kept going. That thing started glowing on the end, and it starts at the end of the barrel. and starts working its way back. And it had a what do you call it? A suppressor on the end of it. And that thing heated up so much that it bent while he was firing. But the rounds went through it, and you could see the fucking glowing metal spray from the end of the barrel. That was fucking incredible. And if you haven't seen that video, I'll look to see if I can find it for you. Because that was pretty fucking crazy. Oh man, what is that guy's name? Oh, there's another dude that usually comes on as a guest, and he's former Army Ranger, and he came on and did a show talking about the best, most realistic combat movies, and he went through the list. And I do fucking like that dude too. God, I don't know some of these guys' fucking names. But here's the dude you were talking about. I just found him. And Kai, what was it? Yeah, Kaida.
Yeah.
I just found Kaida. Kaida. I'm starting to really like this guy too, the Fat Electrician. I really like his videos. I think his stories are too long. I would like him to truncate them a little bit, like not be so fucking long. My grandnephew is going to be shipping out to be a Marine. Happy that they have better leadership in place now. Goddamn right. The military had its head up its ass for a while. And thank God we've cleaned it up right now. And that all goes to a gentleman by the name of Hegseth. People hate him. Like that's because you don't know him. You don't understand him. But yeah, my grandnephew, he graduated from training at Fort Leonard Wood when Zoe was 9, and we went to his graduation at Fort Leonard Wood. And he worked with explosive ordnance. And my sister, his grandmother, calls me up in a panic, Susan, my sister Susan, saying, "Oh my God, Gary, I just learned what he does. What do you call it? MOS? He works with IEDs and things like that, you know." But yeah, he's a disposal expert with explosives, yeah. And explosive ordnance. And she goes, "That's so dangerous." I said, "Oh, sis, his job's safe. There's a million other fucking things in the military that'll kill him worse than doing his first before he is doing his job." And she got so pissed at me. She goes, "That doesn't help." just telling you, his job's safe. They know what they're doing.
I don't know how you reached adulthood with fucking with your siblings so much. How did none of them kill you?
I didn't really start fucking with them until I was an adult. And I was like 18 when I started fucking with Luann. And it was really fucked up because she was a like big far lefty what do you call it, feminist. And I walked in one day and she's in the kitchen cooking goulash, and she's like popping pregnant. She's like 8.5 months, 9 months pregnant. So almost time to drop. And she's standing there in a fucking muumuu, her hair pulled back in curlers, and she's wearing flip-flops. And I walked in to the kitchen, I looked, I said, "Now that's what a man likes to see. A woman barefoot and pregnant and cooking dinner."
Oh boy.
I got goulash and all over me because she threw a wooden spoon at me. She was stirring with. I have another word that's not my normal vocabulary. You've never really heard me say it. It's broad. Calling a woman a broad. And it's an old thing. You know,
Yeah.
that's old-timey talk. But I will do it right in front of her just to irk her. I said, "Yeah, but she's a good broad." Look, I'm a fucking asshole.
Yes, you are.
And then I cornered her one day in an argument. I pinned her in an argument where I said, total equality. That's right, across the board. She goes, yes. And I said, that's why I agree with that incident that got recorded. You see that video? The guy, that woman was punching this guy on the street, just attacking him, hitting him full fist. And he knocked her the fuck out. She goes, no, that's wrong. And I'm like, no, it's equality. I believe in total equality. That if you start some shit with me, I'm going to finish it. I don't give a shit what your gender is. It's not totally true. I'm just fucking with her. But she didn't know how to fucking argue that. And I said, so you don't believe in equality? I do. When she starts pop talking, when she starts doing that, she's lost. She's lost the fucking argument. She's lost her footing. Martin.
You don't understand. There's equality, but there's people that are more equal than others.
Yeah.
Right.
And Zoe was taught that way. You hit a guy. If you fucking hit a guy, you have just opened a fucking door. Don't do it. If you get physical with someone, they have the right to defend themselves. And I'm tired of these stories with these guys getting abused, physically abused in relationships because they're afraid to fight back because of societal issues. And it's like, fuck that noise, you know? And I won't hit a woman, but I won't let a woman hit me either. I remember when I told you Patty went to take a swing at me.
I'm the only one who's allowed to hit you now.
That's a different kind. For me, that's foreplay.
Okay.
Sean Connery way of thinking.
Welcome to S&M with Gary.
Yeah, he believes in spanking, which I don't. I think that's weird. But look, that's his culture up there where he's from. So, you know, if you got a problem with him, you got a problem with his culture. So
I think that's more his generation than his culture.
You know, and look, liberals have no ground at all to talk about criticizing that shit when they support organizations that kill women regularly, allow wife beating, wife murder, and they support organizations that kill homosexuals for being gay. So, you know, like, how are you going to defend that? Well, it's when they start popping, they've lost their ground. And I'm against violence. I'm not a pacifist, but I would prefer to be passive in given situations until I'm not allowed to be passive anymore. And it's what I do is I tend to not be violent until violence is the only thing left. And it has to be the very last straw. And there's something, and I told all my kids this when having to defend themselves. I said, you will feel it. There is a drop in pressure when you realize that's it, shit's about to start. And I said, and I believe in the Bruce Lee, that the best defense is a quick and effective offense. Don't wait for them to take the first swing. That's bullshit. That is just a fallacy. And anybody who's actually been in the real military will tell you, like my buddy Che here, you don't wait for them to take the first shot. You don't. You want to be the first one. That's why Han Solo was so awesome in the original Star Wars, because Han shot first. And a lot of people will go, well, Greedo didn't shoot. I said, it doesn't matter. He was in first place. He was first. When he goes through, he's like the guy at the race going through the ribbon first. Second and third doesn't matter. Even though, of course, we like to give them, you know, second place, third place, blah, blah, blah. But in reality, first is what your goal is, because that's who wins. You're a winner. And Han Solo won the fight because he took the shot first. And I love that movie. I got the despecialized edition, and I got to tell you, it's my favorite version.
Let me tell you this, Gary. Han didn't win the fight. There was no fight.
No, because he saw the pistol was already out. Greedo could shoot him at any point. The pistol is out. Han leans back, does this shit with his other hand, distracting him. That's a distraction. He untethers his pistol, draws it out slowly, and shoots it under the table. Boom, baby. That's how you do it. And that's why everybody fucking hated Lucas for changing that in the special edition. Fucking idiot. And I love George. And he is a genius, but he's not a creative genius. He's a collective genius. He knows how to collect all the right stuff to turn it into a good story. And he stole from the best to make his movie. And what he is a marketing genius. Because Ewoks sell. And Ewoks are a terrible idea.
What he is a negotiating genius. The way he kept the rights to the merchandise was a master move.
Yeah, but it's not like he planned it that way. It just happened that way because Fox had lost a ton of money on Planet of the Apes with all the merchandising. They're like, we don't want a repeat of that shit again, so you can have it. And but no, he is a marketing genius because because it was supposed to take place on Kashyyyk, the final battle, and it was supposed to be Wookiees. And he decided to create another creature that was like a tiny Wookiee. And what do we call it? Take Wookiee and take one O out of it and flip the vowels. And now it's Ewok.
He didn't put that much effort.
No effort. Like the Mon Calamari is great fucking name. It really is. He's good at naming things. I will tell you that. Like he came up with that name on the spot. Because they look like squids. And so he called them calamari, but he said the Mon Calamari, which I'm trying to remember what language MON comes from.
French. Mon
is it
mine.
French? Mon
Modus operandi, I think.
No.
Yeah.
MON.
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 It's the Mon Calamari, and it's from a language. He does it all the time.
From a language.
Yeah, French.
Yeah,
so
it's my calamari.
Dagobah is I do believe that's a Thai word for bell-shaped dome. The planet Dagobah comes from that word. And I do believe it's Thai. Look, I freaked out about those Ewoks because I'm like, and I looked at Lori because we would see it together. And I said, you know that they're eating the stormtroopers, right?
I hate.
They're not cannibals. They're not humans.
No, they're anthropophagus. They're anthropophagus.
And they absolutely are eating those stormtroopers. Cooking.
They were going to cook the heroes alive. People forget that.
They're adorable but deadly. They will eat you. Yeah, not the worst things in the world. Yeah, my least favorite thing right now, as far as current combat, is the drone. Drone freaks me out because I use that in one of my scripts. And I'm like, we are now at that point where some guy sits in a room and kills a guy. Because I've watched that video of that Russian where he's laying there and a drone's over him and it has a grenade bomb that's going to drop on him. And he looks up at him and does this, and he pulls out a cigarette so he can smoke one last cigarette laying there. I'm like, I'm sorry, that's fucking evil. That's execution. That's not combat. That's an execution. And I've got a fucking problem with that. And some guy in a room, 100 miles away, 50, 100 miles away, kills this guy. And it just bugged the shit out of me.
Don't worry. Soon it will be like that. It would be autonomous weapons. Yay.
Yeah, machine versus machine. I'll be happy with that personally. I don't care. Until they become sentient and want human rights. So, but that's it, guys. I think we'll wrap up there. This is a fun movie. I know we didn't talk much about it. I talked a lot about it before the show, and I talked a little bit towards the third act. He did turn to a lot of actual soldiers to be in the film, but he also cast some of the soldiers that were trained in mixed martial arts. And he called Ultimate Fighting Championship champions Anderson Silva and brothers Rogerio and Antonio Rodrigo Noguera to play casting calls, and had the three cameo in the film. And they were in charge of casting people for stunts, fight stunts, and action stunts. And the principal photography for the film commenced 25 days later, which was March 3rd of 2009. And Rio de Janeiro and other locations in Brazil, including, I don't know how to pronounce this one, Martin. It's Mangaratiba?
I don't know.
Mangaratiba?
Put it in the private chat and I'll do my best.
No, you can type it out because I'm not going to do that. It's Mangara and then Tiba. Mangaratiba.
I didn't get. Okay, no, don't worry.
Then there's Nitroy. I don't know how to pronounce that one. I've never heard it. Guambarabe, Colonia, Julia Monrero, and Parque Lage. Filming originally ended on April 25th. So it was almost 2 months the movie shot, but was continued again on May 11th in Elmwood and New Orleans, Louisiana, including the French Quarter, South Peter Street, Fort Macomb, Claiborne Avenue, and the Interstate 10 overpass. Filming officially ended on July 1st, but on October 27th, there was a pickup scene at a church in Los Angeles. That's where we had Stallone meet with Bruce Willis and Schwarzenegger. And the latter two doing the scene without compensation. They did not get paid, according to Stallone. On June 2nd, West Coast Customs, Street Customs, built 3 customized 1955 Ford F-100s for Stallone for the film. One was built just for crashing, the second for green screen, and the third for Stallone to keep. The Expendables has a $70 million budget. Stallone's Rocky IV co-star Dolph Lundgren says, quote, "It's an old school kick-ass action movie where people are fighting with knives and shooting at each other," end quote. The flying boat used for filming the Grumman HU-16 Albatross and the ship used as the setting in the opening scene was a Russian SA-15 type Arctic cargo ship, the Igarka. I don't know how to pronounce that one. In summer of 2010, Brazilian company O2 Films released a statement saying it was still owed more than $2 million for its work on the film. They never got paid. And of course, the music was by Brian Taylor, who had previously worked with Stallone on Rambo in 2008, which I like that movie. Godsmack vocalist Sully Erna was approached by Stallone himself to write a song for the movie. Erna showed him a potential unfinished piece called Sinner's Prayer. Stallone liked it and wanted to use it in the film. However, during the film's post-production, the scene that Sinner's Prayer was originally meant to be used in was reworked, and the song was taken off the film and its soundtrack. The American hard rock band Shinedown, which he still got paid for that, by the way. So he got paid, and then I'm assuming he probably did his own version and released it as a single. But the song does not appear in the film. The song was used in the theatrical trailer, and the finished piece was released in June 15th of 2010. And I'm talking about the song not by I just forgot his name, the other dude. This was the one that was done by Shinedown. One of the alternate trailers uses the song Paradise City by Guns N' Roses. Not a fan. The song The Boys Are Back in Town by Thin Lizzy, featured on Still Dangerous, played in TV spots and is played over the end credits of the film, which I fucking love. I God damn, I love that song because it's so perfect for the movie. The score of the film was released on August 10th. The track lists have been revealed. And what that means is before the movie got released, you got to see the titles of the scenes, and it tells you a little bit of the film. And a lot of fucking guys that are looking for information, they look into toy releases for films, and they look for music soundtrack. And the soundtrack, if it's an actual soundtrack, it'll often have the name of scenes, which tells you something about the scene. Dan Vasquez,
That is
the military
borderline
veteran, too, unfortunately.
spoilers.
He cut his hair short now. Wait, what's this with Ro? Oh, you got to go to a job interview. Good luck, buddy.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know
Good
if you
luck.
heard me, if he's already gone. Best of luck, my friend. Hope you get it. So there we go. That's enough information. So yay, we're done. Show's over. Yay. So we're gonna get out
We're
of here,
2
guys.
hours, so
Yeah, right at 2 hours. So we are in here, and we look forward to seeing you again on Wednesday. Yeah. Would you like to touch my monkey? Yeah. Oh.
been a while since you said that.
It's yeah, I haven't done that voice in a bit. So we will get out of here, but we will see you on Wednesday. We're going to be doing Expendables 2.
It's
This is
another
Expendables
of these weeks where you never forget which movies we're doing because 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Just
Yep,
like
we're-
with Guardians of the
But-
Galaxy.
When I told Joe that we weren't doing the fourth one, but another movie said, "What? Is
It's
this-
Sci-Fi Saturday. Yeah, we're doing a sci-fi movie. We're going to do another favorite Stallone film. We're going to do Demolition Man, which I really love the new version of Demolition Man that Sting did for the soundtrack. It has more of a rock edge to it and funk. So, well, not so much funk, but it's got an R&B sound to it. Because he's got a great female backing vocalist, black chick. It's really good. I forget her name. It's not Alita Adams, but it's someone that was popular at the time like that. So, but that's it, guys. We're going to get out of here. Everybody have a great day today. We will see you again on Wednesday for Expendables 2. And we're out of here. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Y'all come back now. You hear?
Matt Damon.